Okay, can't talk to you. Let's see. So after this, we're going to go up to the top of Whale Island because I don't want to see that cutscene again. I don't want to see that cutscene again. Okay, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. We'll befriend him later. It's not a big deal. We're gonna water the plants up here. We're gonna take care of stuff up here. I have 2,000. I could see how much the grass cost. Like there's one monster in particular I want, but the second one would also be very useful. But there's one I really want to get first ahead of everything else. So we might attempt to do that if the grass doesn't cost that much. I also need to see if like the turnips have grown at the farm. But I don't know if we have enough time to do one more day or not. I think I might call it after today because it feels like these usually take anywhere between 30 minutes to like it's like 30 minutes plus for each of these days. And I don't want to go over the 4 hours this week. So I think I might just call it a little bit early today. But then next week I'll try to work a little bit longer. But I really wanted to take this week off and do a little bit slower. But I have been able to catch up on a lot of work during my free time. So I did have like a little bit of a backlog. So this has been very helpful. Just like having a little bit more peace and quiet and like casual stuff. Can you play the game forever or does it stop after a certain day? Technically you can play the game forever. There's literally nothing stopping you from playing. The main storyline ends after you beat the final boss, which you can beat the final boss by the end of winter. You can beat it before the first winter. I will probably beat this game before the first winter. I could, depending on which character I marry, there are 2 characters you can marry before the end of winter. There are 2 characters you can marry before the end of winter. It is very hard. It is, like, you really have to plan it out ahead of time. But you could potentially do it. Most of the girls you marry either the second spring or summer. And even then you have to really grind it out. You really have to grind that affection out in order to do that. So, but honestly, you could literally play as long as you want after that. There's nothing stopping you from like trying to unlock like the highest level items, making the highest level quality vegetables and fruits. There's no point in it except for like personal goals. There's no point in it. Like you can literally beat every boss with like a level 1 weapon. You're really only using the higher level weapons because you want to. You're only making higher level food because you want to use it. So I don't care. And so most of the time, I marry the girl to unlock her, like, video or whatever, and then I quit the game, and then if I feel in the mood to play it again, I'll play it again. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I can harvest some stuff. Let me see how much money I got to spend on food. But yeah, this is like... And this is another problem that Rune Factory has. There's a couple of games that requires you to play forever in order to actually finish it. I'm thinking, like, I know Rune Factory 4, you have to play several years in order to actually beat that game. I think Rune Factory 2 also has like several years that you have to play to really beat it. But then other games, it's like you could beat it before the end of the year, or like you could beat it in like a couple of years. Oh my god, it is 300.
All right then. See you again.
It is 100. I'm not spending. It's 300. I'm not spending that much. That's too much damn money. Instead, I'm just gonna get all these turnips. This will probably be the last time I grow turnips outside. We'll just focus in on all the other crops instead. Now, I probably won't be able to harvest all of this before Rosetta arrives, but that just means I get more crops to plant tomorrow. More stuff to take care of tomorrow. More money tomorrow. Money's always nice. Like, I mean, technically you could play, like, any kind of farming sim for as long as you want, except for, like, I think, like, the really early, like, Super Nintendo Harvest Moon game is the only one where it's like, yep, it is year 3, spring, day 30, you're done. You're done playing. You can't play anymore. But I think everything after that, like, you could play, like, as many days or as many years as you want. And this just kind of follows the same kind of thing. The problem is that, like, after the story is done, there's not much else to do. Because, like, you could do pretty much everything at the same time. You could do all the girls' events. You could get married. Like everything can happen all at once. And it's very easy to do it all at once, if you know what you're doing. Not to mention you have to build up your house anyway in order to, like, finish the game. I can't say that it's a bad game though. I feel like there are better versions of this game, but I still love this game. And even then, I don't even know if any of these games really, like even Stardew Valley has its flaws, right? So, like, I don't think there's ever going to be like a perfect version of these games where you're doing farming and fighting. I don't think any of them will ever be perfect. I do find it comforting myself. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. I also find it very comforting. Every so often I'll get the urge to play it again, and I do enjoy it. I love the fact that I don't really, if there is fishing in this game, then it gets extra points. There is fishing. I've caught a lot of fish right here. I've sold a lot of fish. So there's a whole bunch of fishing on here. I personally, I'm not big into fishing myself, but I feel like this is one of the games where it's like, okay, the fishing isn't that bad. Like, sometimes they have fishing and it's really annoying. Hang on a second. Somebody just called about my insurance for my car. I don't own a car. Anyway, so sorry about that. Also told me they were from like a totally different place than I was at, so I'm just like, well, weird how you found me. Telling me that they were fighting it in my area, and then they told me a completely different place, like 3 hours away. I always thought it was a joke, but you guys actually get car insurance calls? Yeah, buddy, we get house insurance calls. We get, like, any kind of insurance that you can think of or anything, we get calls for. We also get, like, calls from, like, I'm trying to think of, like, other things. I get, like, a lot of medical insurance calls, firefighter associations asking for donations, and it's usually not the firefighter associations, it's usually a scam. Police association calling, asking for donations or assistance. That one's always wild. People claiming that we're in debt when we know for a fact that we don't. we get a lot. There's a lot of scam calls that go around here.
Anything else? Anything else?
Like I don't know how common these kinds of scams are in other places, but like these scams are very common here. Oh, they actually reduced the price. They reduced the time here. It's like 20 days in like Friends of Mineral Towns. It's 18 here, but they make it so that 7 days that it regrows instead of 5. Okay. I almost want to grow 2 sets of pumpkins, but you know what? I'll do 2 sets. I can. But yeah, we do get a lot of insurance calls. like scam, I used to get a lot more scam calls than I do. Sometimes I get calls from other countries, which I never pick up, but besides those, I can't say I get any phone calls. I used to get a lot more phone calls than I do now. It kind of varies. Like, some days I will get, like, several calls in a day. And this was more common when I first got my phone. But I got, like, several calls in a day. And other times it's just, like, once or twice, like, a day or, like, a couple of days. And it's just, like, you can't really... There's only so much you can do. Normally I just, like, block them anytime that I get them. But that's about all you can really do. A day? Yeah, like they can get really bad sometime. They can get, like, super duper bad sometime. I don't know why. I might get a phone call once every half year. God, I wish that was me. I wish that was me. And it really sucks too, because like some of the official, both from family and scammers, yeah. It really sucks because sometimes I will get calls from places that are like legitimate, right? And sometimes they still get labeled as like a illegitimate company. And I know they're a legitimate company, but my phone call will be like, "Hey, this is a scam risk. This is a spam risk, and you should be careful." But I don't know until I actually answer the phone and talk to them. But my phone will still be like, hey, we've had issues with this phone number. But like sometimes the phone number gets switched to like a good company, and you don't know. But yeah, I've had that incident too. So it's chaotic how our phone system is. Do you get a lot of spam texts too? Like I assume like the spam text is a thing, right? Like I know like I don't think I get as much spam text as I do like spam calls anymore. I know I got spam text a lot for a while. Like a whole bunch of them pretending to be like from like a relative or like just like anything. Never got a spam. I get spam emails. I don't actually get that many spam emails. Surprisingly, I tend to get them more through text. I tend to get them mostly through text and phone. And it's usually something pretending that I bought something from somewhere, and it's like telling me, "Here's your receipt," and then it gives me this little link, and I'm just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna touch that. I know better." Oh my god, I forgot to plant the onion. It's fine. But yeah, I get a lot of like spam call, like a spam text and phone calls like that, but I don't get them as much. To be fair, I never noticed the spam emails since they get labeled as spam as well and deleted after 30 days. Yeah, I always like I used to just delete the spam risks and stuff like that. But now it's just like, well, now I know sometimes that spam risk could be my doctor. So it's weird. It's very weird. But I don't think I've had that issue. I know my partner had like one of those spam risks. Well, now that I think about it, I did get one of those. Hey, Dad, this is my new number text. Oh my gosh, I don't have children. Oh, that's funny. That's actually funny. I'm trying to think of the funniest text I got. Oh yeah, somebody sent me a message saying that my daughter got approved for the pageant contest. That was it. I remember somebody told me I got approved for my daughter got approved for a pageant, but I had to put money in. And I was just like, I don't have a daughter and I wouldn't put her in a pageant. like what kind of pageant would I put her in? I remember that one. That was funny. Oh, you know what was really... I can't even believe that, like, they did this. But, like, there was, like, one time a person called us, and it was a spam call. We hung up, and they called back. They literally called back, and they called us rude for hanging up on him. I literally had one of those calls. The person that spam called us got mad because we hung up on him. It was like trying to shame us over the phone for like not listening to his spam call. We just hung up on him again. It's so stupid. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know why he thought that was a good idea or that it would get him anything. It didn't. It just got him another slam in the face. Did he call again? No, surprisingly. If he did, we didn't answer it. But, yeah, it was wild. I don't get it, man. I don't know if he was like brand new to the field or like just having a very personal off day or what. I said I was going to get an elephant today. I am going to still... Well, I didn't say that it was going to be an elephant, but I said I was going to get another monster today. I'm going to still attempt to do that. But I didn't specify what kind of monster I was going to get. So let me just go. I don't have the feed for it yet, but I do kind of want to show it off. But this is the monster I want. It's an elephant, and essentially he's a waterer. He can water crops. The only problem is that when you get a monster that can water, they don't really understand the difference between a field that has a seed planted on it and a seed that doesn't. Or like a field that has a seed planted on it and a field that doesn't. So they just water everything that has been tilled. But they can eventually learn to like water a whole bunch of stuff at one time. And so I want to get this guy a little bit early. That way, whenever we have food and he starts eating, he'll actually come out and he'll start working. But for right now, he's just going to like eat like a little bit of the stuff that's like outside, pretty much. And I'm just going to wait right here. And there's 2 elephants up here. I'm going to kill one of them. I'm going to kill one of them. And we're going to deal with the other one. And we're just going to pet this little guy. He's probably going to hurt me a couple of times.
Hey there. Hey there. Hey there.
Yeah, we're gonna get hurt a lot.
Hey there.
There we go. There's our little buddy. Do you have any kind of name for this little guy? Because it gave me the name Elephant. It gave me Fant. But since you're here, you want to name this little guy? He's a little spring elephant. He's got like grass all over him. He's got like a little flower, I think, on his head. Because I always usually like call him like Elephant, like after the like kids game. Elephant the elephant. Personally. I don't know if that game's it was like it's not a board game, but it's like a game where like you could put like a bunch of butterflies in his tummy, and he's like a little machine, and then you would press the button, I think on his belly or something, and he would shoot the butterflies out of his nose, out of his trunk, and the goal was to catch as many butterflies in the air before like they fell to the ground. I don't know why that was a game, but it was so cute. It was so cute. I don't think I can rename this. I'm just giving a second. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll just go ahead. She might have had an emergency, or they might have had a little issue. But that's the one I'm worried about. Let me see. I got health left. I don't really care about you, but there's another monster I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it. It's this guy.
Hey there.
Come on.
Hey there.
You got a little bit of a
Hey
slowdown.
there.
I got a little bit of time before
Hey
you turn
there.
around.
Hey there.
And this guy, like, cuts grass.
Hey there.
And now I'm not as worried about this guy. I'm just gonna call him Reaper. But he's a grass cutter. So, I'm making a rune factory. Therefore, I need runes to, like, work the factory. I need somebody to cut the tree. I need somebody to cut the grass. So, got somebody to water the grass. I got somebody to cut the grass. Eventually, we're gonna get like somebody that cuts down the rocks. Somebody breaks down the rocks. Somebody that cuts down the trees. We're gonna get somebody that like does like milk care and like milk and dairy and other stuff. But those two were the ones that I cared about the most. This is the observatory. If we press 1 up here, we can sometimes see stars. It might be too cloudy tonight. I'm going to give it a few minutes. It might be too cloudy tonight, though. Like I could see the stars, but sometimes even if you see the stars, they don't necessarily show you it. I'm going to call it, you know what, just in case I am wrong and it's too cloudy, because I don't want to stay up till midnight tonight if it's too late. So instead, I'm going to go in here. And I am going to cook up some of this fish. I'm going to cook up this fish and use up my energy, and I think we will call it here. I think we'll call it here for tonight. Because if you stay up past midnight, there's a chance of you developing fatigue or, like, getting a cold. And fatigue isn't as bad as a cold, but basically it makes it so that you lose RP a bit faster. And I kind of don't want to deal with that. I'm going to use my stick. I'm just going to wave my stick a little bit. There we go. And I will call it here. So, that'll be it for today. Next time we'll like collect all the turnips and stuff. we'll finish collecting all the turnips in the house, around the house. We will be more focused on the crops that are in the dungeon now. Probably be more focused on the spring and fall, but we might do a little bit of summer too. Actually, we probably need to focus on summer more. So we might ignore the whale island after we take care of Iris. That's the girl's name. Her name is Iris. We do have to do the moon drop for her though before she like allows us to talk to her. But we got a few turnips here, and then I really want to try and befriend these creatures. So might waste a little bit of money, like getting. I forgot that he pops up here. Shush, shush. We'll see this event again tomorrow. We'll see this next week, okay? We'll see this next week. I just wanted to show off the monsters here, okay? But these are our little guys. We can return it to the forest. We could kill it. You can kill it and return it to the first forest. But you can make it help with the watering after you befriend it. And you can befriend it by giving it food. And
Hey there.
brushing it. You can talk to them every day. Give them a little
Hey
brushing.
there.
And feed them. But yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll take... Well, I keep saying tomorrow. It'll be next week. I won't be back till next week. Okay? So that'll be it for today. That'll be it for today. And I will be back next Sunday. We'll probably play Rune Factory again that day. I plan on doing 2 more days of Rune Factory. And then we'll do Journey in the middle of that. And then we'll probably switch it up for February. February we'll be playing like... Katie Powers Matchmaker. We'll probably play a few other games besides that. But, yeah. See you next time. Have a good week. You too, Peetich. You too. I really appreciate it. But, until next time, I hope you all have a good week. And if you enjoy my stuff, I will have it up here for about 7 days on Twitch. And if you still want to see it with like the breaks or like cut up into smaller chunks, because I know how difficult VODs can be to watch all at one time, I will be posting it on YouTube in smaller videos. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. This time I'll put on the right video. I'll put on the right scene, okay? I'll put on the right scene, I swear.